Can we hear better now? Sorry about that. Okay, now we're good to go. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to tell you, we're in the middle of a winter weather storm. School was canceled today. I live out in the middle of nowhere. Wi-Fi is hit or miss in my, we just had a mild crash. So we are back. So like I was saying, if you want to repeat these 10-minute workout segments, go for it. If you want to do it 2, 3 in a row, go for it. If you want to do 6 10-minute sessions total cumulative, not in a row, but throughout the day, then please feel free to do that. But do keep track of how your body feels. The first time I ever got on a platform, when I bought mine several years ago, I have fibromyalgia and I had not moved a whole lot at all. And I got on it for 10 minutes and didn't feel like I'd done anything. Just stood on it for 10 minutes. And I didn't even have one with 3 motors. I just had one with 2 motors. So I had the Hovers. And stood on it, and I felt like I got hit by a truck. Feel like I'd been in an accident. My body hurt something fierce for 2-3 days because we shook up some stuff in the system, and it had to find its way out through the detox process. So monitor how you feel, but I'm telling you right now, these are not medical grade platforms. They're not even commercial grade platforms. Are you going to break your machine down if you use it more than 30 or 60 minutes a day? No, you're not. These machines have been used for years. They get used every day of the week with my clients. They get used multiple times a day, and we're still running strong with the same unit from 3 to 5 years ago. Okay, so they are built well, and they have a lifetime warranty. If you are on your unit and you feel like something doesn't feel right, then just take a notch back and do a little less. And I'm going to teach you, as we're doing this workout today, how to do a little less using the machine that you have, so that you can continue to keep going without taking time off and feeling like you're not getting anywhere, because that's where the mental component kicks in. That being said, if you have read or if you have heard that our machines will cause an injury or will cause a lot of problems or will cause pain, these machines will not cause pain. They will not cause or create an injury. But what can happen if you're not careful is if you do too much, and if you have been doing a lot of other things in addition to using one of these machines, and you decide to just go all out, balls to the walls. I'm going all in. I'm going to be the best I can be, and I'm going to do everything I can do because I've been slacking. Be easy on yourself. It's okay if you don't jump all in at the deep end right now. Let's ease in. Let's learn how our body feels on the machine. Let's see how our body responds after we've been on it for a day, and then adjust and adapt. So the machines will not cause an injury. It will not cause more swelling if you are doing too much of this. But what it can do is it can contribute to what you're already doing too much of. So don't be afraid of the machine. They're not going to hurt you. And I'm here to hold your hand and to take you each step of the way on your journey of greatness, and we will explore and discover together. Again, I started this journey with Life Pro several years ago, weighing over 200 pounds. Today I'm weighing in at 142, and I'm a size 6'8". Was it 18 when I started? Did I lose all that weight just using the platforms? No, I did not. But I lost half of it just using the platforms. That actually did happen. And you can go back to Facebook and you can watch my entire transformation journey during the pandemic when there was nowhere else to work out. So that being said, again, we've got the Waver Mini. We're going to do 10 minutes on that one. We're going to do 10 minutes on the Rumble X Plus. We're going to do 10 minutes on the Rumble X Pro. I encourage you to choose a preset program because, like me, I do not want to get on the machine and think about changing the controls to make it harder or easier. I just like to get on and let my body adjust and go. And just be mindful of what you feel. And just, again, 90% of your muscle fibers are going to go bananas. Anywhere from 10 to 50 times a second of contraction without you even telling it to happen within your brain. It's an awesome way that the unit helps in order to build lean muscle mass while continuing to, I'd like to say, age younger as the birthdays keep on rolling by. I feel like I'm living my youngest life right now. So without further ado, we're going to get started. I have a few things here that I'm going to be using, and you don't have to have these items, but if you choose to, it's up to you. But I have some of our adjustable dumbbells these are just 5 pounds each, and I'm going to use them for some upper body work. If you have dumbbells, feel free to use them. You don't have to, but I'm just going to, I want to mix it up a little bit. So I've got 5-pound dumbbells. I have got the resistance loop bands that come with every platform we have ever sold. So if you have those handy, that would be great. If you happen to have a paper plate at home, or you happen to have a furniture slider, I like to do some single leg work using those types of things. So again, you can just use a cheap paper plate, or if you have a furniture slider mover, these work really, really cool for sliding feet and body parts on the ground. And then my all-time favorite is the Amber Squishy Ball. And if you don't have an Amber Squishy Ball, as I like to call them, Life Pro makes them, but you have to buy the Horizon Balance Trainer to get one. But you can get these. It's just a Pilates barbell, and you can get them on Amazon for $10. And I like using these because if you have, if you're not using your deep core abdominal muscles in your pelvic floor, this is an easy way to get those muscles to engage immediately without you even thinking about it. And if you are able to squeeze that ball and pop as if you're going to pop the ball, it gets all of these muscles working together, but it also gets the glutes working and firing really well, and your inner thigh muscles. Who doesn't want their inner thigh muscles and their butt to be more shapely, right? So if you're having back pain, you're having hip pain, or you're having knee pain especially, get yourself a squishy ball that you can use. If you don't have a squishy ball today, you can use a rolled up towel. Anything that you can squeeze that'll give you a little energy back, okay? And I've got my mats down here. Really quick, I don't use these resistance bands much because they kind of get in the way for me, and I don't want them to be a fall hazard for me. Those of you who are using them, great. They are not adjustable, so the length they are is the length they stay. However, if you do decide that you want to attempt to shorten your own bands at home, if you pull up on the cap here, I figured this out several years ago. So if you look here on the end, there's a little loop there. If you break that little mold, you might be able to break that little mold loose. If not, there we go. So if you push up through the bottom, you'll see that loop-de-loop come up through. You can actually create a knot. You can actually loop this into a knot. Just the most important thing is to make sure that you're trying to be consistent on both sides, okay? So we make a knot, and then we try and pull back down, and that's how you can create more resistance if you like using these. I'll tell you what these are really good for. These are really good for balance training. So if you're not using these and you struggle with balance, just holding these in your hand when you are standing on the platform, just doing balance work, just having these in your hand creates more compression of you into the unit, because if you're pulling, it's pushing your body closer to the vibration. So if you need to shorten that so that you feel more secure with the handles, I don't use these for resistance training to get strong with my muscles. I use other things. So just a little heads up. But those are easily adjustable with that little hack, and that's something I showed years ago during 2020. And but that's how that works. But if you don't use it, you just slide it back down and it just kind of goes there like that. Feel free if you want to try it at the other end, that's as well, you can do that too. But I'm not going to use these because I don't like them to get in my way and I don't want to use them for balance, but all the power to you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Make sure you got some water. I'm going to start with just the basics. I'm going to start over here on the Pro. I really love this unit. It's great for having a wide stance. So I'm going to choose my favorite program on the Pro is the P2 program. Yes, so most all of our platforms come with the resistance bands, as I'm seeing a note there. So you're going to see on here, choose whatever preset program that you want. But if you don't have a Rumble X, then that means you have a wider range of preset programs. The higher the preset program you choose, typically the more intense it is. The lower that you choose the preset program, the easier it is on you. So err to the side of comfortable getting started. And that's part of the fun of Life Pro, is just trying to play around with the settings and finding what works for you, because even though the clinical studies say that you need to have this Hertz in order to have this for osteoporosis, it is impossible to control every human body inside with everything that magically goes on inside of it. So don't outthink it. You're not going to get hurt by setting a higher level. You're not going to get not necessarily enough by choosing too low. Just get on it and have fun and explore. Explore within yourself and don't be afraid of what you feel, okay? All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and start my program here. Again, I start P2. I personally like to go barefoot. You can do whatever you like. If you feel more stable with shoes on, then feel free to go stable with shoes on. I am going to put my loop band around my ankles to getting started. Choose a band that works best for you, because I don't want to adjust it in the middle, okay? And this series of exercises, I'm going to really focus a lot heavier on the lower body, but we're going to do a little bit of everything, okay? So without further ado, we're going to start on here. I got it set at P2. We're going to push play. And I want you to try and focus on just see if you can spread your toes apart. If you can't spread your toes apart, let's work on trying to do that, because the bigger surface that your foot makes in contact with the platform, the more energy the platform gives you, which means you get more results, okay? So from here, all I want you to do is we're just rolling some shoulders here and getting familiar with the balance on the unit. So if you don't feel comfortable, there we go. So we're starting to shift around a little bit. It automatically changes through the settings. You don't have to think. You just got to do. But I'm just going through the motions here with the shoulders so my body can get used to the vibration that's actually happening. Okay? Now we're going to take hands right here on the legs. I just want you to slide those hands down. So now we're into a bit of a squat. And we're going to come right back up. Okay? Use your hands, trace down to the legs, feel where you're at, and roll back up, okay? When you squat, I want you to think about sitting your hiney back. We don't want our body to go forward. We want to think about sitting back a little bit more, okay? And then pull that up. Now from here, we're going to stretch out our low back a little bit. So we're going to slide those hands down, and then we're going to roll with a rounded back, nice and tall, okay? Squat on down. Roll those shoulders forward and pull up nice and easy, okay? All right. From here, if you want to take your feet a little bit closer, you can. If you feel more stable going wide, that's fine too. But all I'm going to do here is I'm just stepping a little, whoops, don't do what I just did. I just tapped the screen and turned it off. That doesn't happen all the time. So it can kick off pretty easy if you touch it with the skin. So from here, we're just stepping close together and take that foot wide. Okay, so I'm putting a lot of energy on this leg, and if you feel unstable, put a hand on that knee. I'm just stepping that foot out, using that resistance band, okay? And if you're worried that you're gonna turn your machine off, just put, you can put a piece of tape over it, like a light piece of paper. You can tape a piece of paper on there so that you don't tap it by accident. It's super, super sensitive, which is a good thing. Okay, but we should be feeling a lot of burn in the booty right here. Okay, and you're learning how to balance with the unit moving on you. Okay, so now we're gonna stand up nice and tall. Okay, we're gonna drop down. I want you to shift side to side nice and slow. Just getting used to it. And if you want to take your feet as wide as you feel comfortable, that's fine. But I'm just shifting side to side with my hands on my knees. I am feeling the energy in my legs and in my booty. Feel free to give it a little tap, tap, tap. If you're burning on fire, that's good. That means we're working. Nice job. Now we're loading opposite side. Bring that foot in together, take it apart. Bring the foot in, tap it out, okay? This foot that is stable, my outside foot not moving, I stay kind of loaded on that leg. If you choose to move with the moving leg, that's fine. And if you do that, you're gonna feel it both sides of the thighs. If you stay loaded on the stable leg and you just tap out, you're gonna feel even more deep in your glutes, deep in the booty, and you're gonna feel it in your thighs on one dominant side, okay? And again, you see me going slow. It's okay if you go faster. It's okay if you go slower. It's okay if you do less. It's okay if you do more. It is your workout. Roll with it. Good, good, good. All right. Now we're gonna go back to square, okay? Now, because my legs and my booty are on fire, we're gonna take those hands, we're gonna roll down. And let's just hold right here, hands on the shins, and just stretching that out just for a second. Just for a second. And then nice and easy, let's roll on up. Okay, now we're gonna do the exact same thing, except we're gonna bring that band a little bit higher. So now the band is gonna go up a little higher on the thighs, okay? Monster band up top. Now, if you have trouble with this and you need to put a washcloth here on the outside of your thigh because this is too much pressure on your outer thighs, feel free to do that. It's not unusual if that's a pressure point for you. It is for me. Today I'm feeling good with this. We're gonna roll with it. But I want you to get your feet firmly planted and we're just in and out with the knees. And if you wanna put your hands on your knees to keep the band where it's at, that's cool. But we're just in and out. Really lighten those cheeks on fire. This is one of the fastest ways, my friends. If you have sciatica, if you have low back pain, if you have hip pain, this is one of the easiest ways to start strengthening those muscles so that you can support your body when you are walking or when you're balanced on one leg. These muscles are really important. These are also called clamshells, but it's a modified clamshell. Most clamshells are done feet closer together. We're gonna modify that. We're gonna get to that here in just a second, but boy, we wanna feel the burn. So don't be afraid of the burn. So we're gonna hold out here. Give me little flutters. Little flutters, and if you can't be forward because it hurts your back, stay in tall. Little flutters, nice job. Now, dropping down, knees together, little flutters there. Yes, lots of burning. You can feel it in those hammies, feel it in the booty. If you feel it in your back, go ahead and rise on up. Take those hands up overhead, lift your ribs high, and breathe. Okay, if you feel it in your back, it's because your dominant hip flexor is really tight from sitting all day. It's not happening because you're tightening up your booty. It's happening because this main muscle right here called your psoas is short and it's not happy when you're trying to strengthen and equalize out because it's been sitting all day, okay? Okay, so we're gonna bring those legs closer together. Trace those hands down to your knees, open and close, okay? It's a little harder when you got your feet closer together. We really have to use those butt muscles. The gluteus medius and the gluteus minimus is what we call those. They're real screamers too, and we ask them to work a little harder. That's good. You keep doing as much as you can tolerate. My band is starting to roll, so I'm getting pressure points. 10, 9, 8, 7, and 3, 2, 1. We're gonna step off. Remove that rubber band, and if you happen to have your squishy ball, that's great. If you don't have a squishy ball, pretend, just put a towel between your knees. If you got a yoga block, anything that you can squeeze matters, okay? And if you don't have anything, it's okay. Just have fun pretending with us. So you're gonna put that object in between your thighs, and you're gonna squeeze it like you're gonna pop it, okay? And we're gonna get into a little bit of a baby squat, and we're just gonna squeeze in like we're gonna pop it 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold. So I want you to hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Now if we bring that ball a little lower, bring our legs a little closer together, and I want you to squeeze those muscles like you're gonna pop that ball. You're gonna feel it different here than if you had the ball up higher. Squeeze and pop 1. Squeeze and pop 2, squeeze and pop 3, there's 4, 1 more, hold. This is a stinger. I can feel this all over. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so that's one of my favorites that you can do. Now I'm gonna get into another favorite. I want you to grab that paper plate, if you have one, you're gonna put it down on the ground behind you. You're gonna put this ball right here in your chest, and you're gonna put your hands on it and hold it. We're gonna slide the foot back and slide it back in. Slide it out and slide it in. If you don't have a paper plate, here's how it goes. We're gonna step up, step it back. Step it up and step it back. So again, if you don't have a ball and you wanna take a pillow or a towel, whatever you got that works, and just put it right there in your chest, or better yet, if you don't have any of it, just put your hand there. We're just tapping out. So tapping back, tapping up 2. So if you don't have the ball, just tap 2. And if you have the ball, it is gonna burn way more, okay? So we're just tapping 2. Let's go 5 more. There's 4. Make sure you stay balanced. 2, last one right here. And just remember, if you're struggling with balance, put your foot in the center if you need to, and set it to the side. The closer your foot is to the center, the more balanced that you are. And on the other side of it, if you're wanting to adapt and make it harder, then take your foot over to the side. Even if it's curved, if you can push into the platform, it's gonna push back into you so you get more energy. So let's switch sides. We're gonna put that ball in our chest. Hold on with the hands if you choose to, and you can just move the foot forward. Just this, working this balance right here is huge, huge. But if you happen to have that paper plate or a plastic plate that's not gonna break if you step on it, okay? Slide it back, slide it 2. Slide it away from you, bring it back to you. Yep. And if you don't look like me doing this, it's okay. You don't have to look like me, it just has to feel good, right? We're all built a little bit different. Nice job. Let's do 5 more. 5. Here's 4. There's 3, 2, last one right here. Nice job. Okay. Now, because I like a good squeeze, a really good afterburn, we're gonna take that ball, put it back in those thighs. Let's squeeze and pop. Let's go squeeze it, feel the burn, feel the burn. And I can all hear you there. Oh, come on, Amber, it's burning, I'm on fire. I can feel those muscles working. Those are gonna provide you more hip stability, more balance. We're getting those muscles to stabilize, which helps if you have incontinence challenges, if you've got back pain, if you've got hip pain. This is how we start the recovery cycle. This is how we get better. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, got about 20 seconds left. Just stand here and reward yourself. Just let it all shake out. Just make sure you keep those knees unlocked. We don't want our knees locked out. So keep your knees soft and just let everything shake, because you earned that feel good. I got 10 seconds left on my control panel here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now it says that I have burned 53 calories. Here's what I want you to remember. It is just a concept of like an estimate. If you want true calorie burn, you have got to wear a heart rate monitor in order to get a live heart rate burn in your device. If you have like if you've got a wearable that measures the metrics of your heart rate with actual exercise. I'm not talking about a Fitbit, because a Fitbit is based off an algorithm with foot and hand contact. So if you have something that measures your heart rate live, that you can put in your height, your weight, your age, whether you're male, female, whether you're athletic or not athletic, that is the only way that you're going to get a true caloric expenditure as it matters to you, okay? But here's what I want you to remember. It is no longer as simple as calories in versus calories out. I am here to tell you, I have worked out so hard, thousands and thousands of calories in order to eat a lot of junk because I love food, okay? You cannot out-train a bad diet. It doesn't matter how many calories you're burning. So if you are trying to keep track in your Fitbit or in your diary as to how many calories out versus what you're putting in, like I said, it is just a generalization. It said 53 calories there. I'm pretty confident we burned more than 53 calories in 10 minutes. but I can't give you the exact number. So just make sure that if you don't have a heart rate monitor, just put your fingers right here to measure your pulse or check on your wrist every 30 seconds or let's say every 2 minutes, okay? Every 2 minutes, and just check and see, where's my heart rate? Write it down. And then you can go and actually calculate a formula to see if my heart rate goes up to this number from where it was starting at for this amount of time, it can actually spit out how many calories you burn no matter what activity you're doing. So don't lose sleep over the numbers, because that actually creates more stress. And if you have more stress, it is impossible to lose fat. So don't lose sleep over the small things. Just get your butt moving, all right? Okay, we are done with the pro. So get yourself fueled up and ready for number 2, 10-minute workout. And yes, if you have just one platform, which most of you do, then let's just pick another program for 10 minutes. And on this one, I'm going to focus on doing a little bit of variety of lunge form, some squats. So we're going to do more upper body, but I'm also going to get into core and booty laying on my back, okay? You're going to see me using the Horizon Balance Trainer because I like to keep my body level. So if my body is on the ground and I'm having to use my butt just to make equal on the platform, if I can put an object so that I'm as close to level as possible, I'm going to get more of balance in my whole line as I go to fire this back line, okay? And for all of you that wonder, I am known for building beautiful butts and bodacious butts. So if you're trying to turn that watermelon into a cantaloupe or a big round grapefruit, these are the workouts for you. So hit repeat, okay? All right. We are going to, again, make sure that you have, I'm going to use the weights for this. We're going to get a little bit of abs, we're going to get a little bit of arms, and we're going to get a lot of legs. But we're also going to do some standing. So we're going to go 5 minutes standing, and then I'll take you down to the floor on the platform, and we're going to do 5 minutes of some really good core, as I like to call it, okay? All right, so on the plus, going P2 all the way, because that's my favorite. Make sure you're grabbing a drink of water. Hydration is the secret to fat burning. If you're not drinking enough water, half of your body weight in ounces, you are not going to lose fat. All right, and we're going to start. All right, now let's talk squat and lunge form. So if you are centered, it doesn't matter where you're at on the platform, I want you to take a big step back, and on your back foot, you're going to make sure that the balls of your feet is where the energy is, okay? If you are flat-footed, so if you're in this position right here and you're flat-footed and we're doing this, that is not good. That hurts your knees. So stay right here on the balls of your feet when you're doing these exercises, okay? Got my weights. So shoulder width apart, take a step back, and I want you to keep your head chest nice and tall, and we're going to slide down what I call the pole. We're sliding down the pole, okay? We're going to hold this, and I'm just going to curl 10 times with my 5-pound weights, okay? So there's 8, 7, 6, 5. You got it? Yep, you're probably burning by now. I know it. Okay, now from here, we're going to go weights on your shoulders. If you don't have weights, just put your hands right here. We're going to lift and raise. Drop back down. Lift and raise. And yes, this is hard. So if you need to bring that foot closer to the center, squat down, lift and raise. That's okay, all right? If you don't have the ability to do that, hands right here, just raise that back leg and stay balanced. Now, remember, the goal is the booty because we're building beautiful butts. So make sure and imagine I'm reaching through the screen and handing you a $100 bill with Benjamin Franklin on it. Put Benjamin in your butt crack. Squeeze him tight as you're raising that leg so that you're firing that glute instead of overusing your back. You should not feel this in your low back, okay? Squeeze Benjamin Franklin with your booty and raise that leg. Let's go 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Now, my other favorite here is I like to do flyaways, okay? So we're gonna drop into squat on the front. So we're gonna go foot behind, and we're gonna sit with our weight behind us. So think about sitting on your heel, and you're gonna feel this a little differently than you just felt it from the back side because the energy is traveling up your back leg instead of your front leg. Let's fly away. There's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep going. You know it. Feel the fire. Last one right here. Awesome job. Okay. Now, if you turn to the side, okay, now we're going to go opening this way. So we're going to the side, and yes, we're not facing the same type of vibration. I'm getting a little creative here. If you don't like it, turn your body back to the front and roll with whatever you're comfortable and safe with. But from here, leg raise to the outside, squeeze Benjamin in your booty, raise that leg. Even if you can just get to here, that's okay. But I'm opening up those arms, opening up the chest, flying away, pushing the wall away. There's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, what we gotta do on one side, gotta do with the other. So, other side, okay? So from here, we're gonna step back. We're gonna hold that reverse squat, that lunge here. So I'm gonna split squat, foot is back on the ball of the foot. Let's curl. Right here, yep, that's a lot of balance. A lot of balance. Woo, baby. We on fire. Good, let's do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, you know it. Nice job. Yes, okay, now, remember, what we're gonna do now is squeezing and raising that leg, okay? And again, if you feel more safe going hands on the knees and squeezing and lifting like such, that is fine. Remember, the closer your feet are to the center, the easier it is. The further away, more of a challenge. So play around with it. Find your happy zone, okay? So let's squeeze and lift. And remember, Benjamin in your booty. Benjamin in your booty. If you feel in your back, not ideal. So squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. So we're flying away. Fly. Woo, I can feel this. My cheeks are starting to smile. They're grinning because they're burning. I know you're all laughing at me. I have a different way of thinking. Let's go 5 more. 5. Here's 4, 3, 2, last one right here. All right. Now, right foot on, left foot off. I think that's how we did this last time. If I'm off, switch sides. All right. So from here, okay, we're gonna fly away. Let's squeeze those shoulder blades together, okay? Squeezing those shoulder blades together. But our weight goes back into our heel, not forward on the thigh. Squeezing those shoulders together. Think about holding a pencil between your shoulder blades. It'll feel a little bit different than the way we felt it just a moment ago. I like to mix things up a little bit. Let's go 5 more. 5. Here's 4, 3, 2, last one right here. All right, turning to the side. And again, if you need to go a foot more in the center, that's fine. If you like it on the end, roll with it, okay? Squeeze and open, okay? Squeeze and open. Leg lift. Squeeze those butt cheeks together. Benjamin and booty. Going for 10, 9, 8. You got it. Yep, you're probably feeling this in your shoulders and your neck. That's okay if you gotta hold your weight here and continue to fly away. Modify as you need to. You don't have to do it just because I'm doing it. 4, 3, 2, last one right here. Woo! Good stuff. All right, we're taking it down to the ground. So if you don't have, I'm going to take you to the floor as if I'm in your living room with limited resources. So I'm on a mat, feet flat, butt as close to the platform as you can feel it, okay? From here, I want you to squeeze Benjamin, $100 belly butt crack, push your hips through the roof as you push your feet firmly into the platform. Feel the vibration, okay? Nice and easy, drop back down. If you want to go feet wider, go feet wider. Hands in the air, squeeze your booty and lift. Drop back down, booty lift. All right, now we're gonna make this a notch harder. If you grab those weights, now we've done the basic instructions here, okay? We're gonna push overhead, and as you drop back down, we're reloading. So squeeze Benjamin with your butt, lift overhead. So we're getting a lot of abs. Doesn't matter how high you get your butt up off the ground, it just matters if it works for you. Lift and open. Good. And better yet, let's lift and now let's spread. So drawing that rainbow with your weights. And as you lift, you open. Okay? Yes, you should feel a pretty significant burn here. If you don't, that's okay. Keep working it. Squeeze your booty, draw the rainbow, come back to center. Let's do 5 more right here. 5 more. 5. Here's 4. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. All right. From here, let's go feet closer together. And let's squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. As you squeeze those cheeks, don't worry about how high you get. Let's just squeeze away. Take one leg in the air. Hold 3, 2, 1, and switch. But we're going to reload first, okay? We're going to push up. We're going to hold high in the air. 3, 2, 1. Foot comes down, and then lower. Let's reload. Pop and lift. Foot goes up. Think about putting your footprint high into the ceiling. Let everybody know you're there. And drop down. Okay, reload. So squeeze those booty muscles, holding Benjamin in your butt. Push hips to the roof, footprint into the sky. 3, 2, 1. Drop back down. Now, because we've done so many great things here, let's open those knees. Let's push the sky, let's push the wall behind us because we're at the end here, and I want you to be able to loosen up a little bit. Feel that good stretch. Yes, that was great. Okay, we're not done yet. That's only 2. That's only 2 workouts, 2 10 minutes. Those of you that are just now joining in, be ready to up and go. Those of you that want to continue on for the third 10-minute workout, jump on in. And those of you who just want to sit back and watch and observe, all the power to you. We're going to the Waver Mini next, okay? So let me switch out. And with the Waver Mini, I love, love, love doing upper body on the Waver Mini. This is my favorite unit for upper body, okay? And I'm gonna bring you down here so that you can see me up close in person, cheering you all on. And you're gonna see how my body hurts in a good way as I'm doing these exercises. For this, we just need the mini loop bands that came with, okay? That's all you need are the mini loop bands, all right? And you're gonna feel a lot of fire on this. So if you have a history of shoulder pain, this is what I do for my clients for overcoming shoulder pain. So it's rotator cuff strengthening, but it's also getting everything stretched out, opened up, balanced and equalized, and everybody can use these exercises. So if you're using the Rumble X Plus, feel free to choose, if you like the P2 program and you want to keep your hands closer together in the center, you're going to love it. If it becomes too much for you, then go into manual mode and choose whichever motor feels most natural to you, whether it is the oscillating motor, which will look up and down on arrows. If you're going side to side across lateral, the arrows look like this, okay? And if you don't like the extra vibration underneath your palms, then just choose one motor and that's fine, okay? On the Waver Mini, I am gonna go halfway. Actually, I'm gonna do a P6. I like P6. So we got P6, and I'm gonna start with the yellow band, and then I'm gonna upgrade to the red band when I'm ready, okay? So right here, I'm just nice and relaxed. My shoulders are just kind of loosey-goosey, okay? All I'm gonna do is tap my hand to the outside. What I want you to make sure of is that your arms are straight. So we're not relaxing the elbows, we're locking the elbows out, okay? So you're gonna tap your arm away and bring it back too. Let's do 10 on each side of those. So there's 10, 9. This is like one of my favorite exercises. And no matter what you got going on in the shoulder, if you feel more pain with this, it is actually helpful. It is gonna help in strengthening the rotator cuff muscles. And if you're really weak there, this might feel a little uncomfortable at first. So if you just need to go halfway, then go halfway. Do what works for you. Let's go other side. And if I'm not counting too exact, it's okay. I like to talk and share. So we're gonna tap out, okay? And if you want more intensity because your platform, if you're on a Waver Mini and the platform isn't big enough, then you start over to the complete opposite edge and really take it across, okay? So you can make this harder if you really want to by just shifting where you start from the platform. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now, if this is too easy for you, then we go to the red band, okay? Do not go straight to the blue band. I don't think I've ever done the blue band for shoulders because I really like to go for time. Okay, so we're gonna go out, out, in, and in, okay? And then instead of doing the same direction and giving one side more strength, I'm actually gonna reverse, okay? So we're gonna go out, out, in, and we're gonna reverse and go the other way. In and in, reverse it, and reverse. Now, if you feel too much energy in your head, because of your head being over the top of your hands, sit back a little bit. It works just the same, okay? So if you don't like your head being right over your hands, you can just sit back a little bit. Out, out, in. Now, if this is too easy for you and you're already bored, game on, all right? Here's how it goes. We're going to pick up your knees, all right? So from the side angle, it's gonna look more like this. We're gonna pick up those knees and you do the exact same thing. We're gonna tap it out. Now, if you notice, my hips are not dropping every time I tap, okay? So we're using lots of core. We're using lots of abs. So if you're wanting to light up the abs with the shoulders, pick up those knees, hold yourself up, and tap out. There's 10, 9, 8. You got it. Halfway there. 4, 3, 2, 1. What we do on one, we must do on the other, okay? So we're doing the exact same thing, other side. So pick up those knees, tap it out. And if you notice, my shoulders are not dropping. Everything stays as flat as possible. Really dialing in on the abs. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7. Almost halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know you're thinking, this woman cannot count. No, I can count. I just like making you think a little bit more, like the extra burn, okay? Okay, now, if you want even more, okay, we're gonna go full plank position, okay? And remember that if planking bothers you all the way out here, then just start with your plank in the center, okay? You can just go more center, okay? On this one, instead of tapping out, we're just doing shoulder taps. just doing shoulder taps. Let's go 10. There's 9, 8. Halfway there, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, now I know what you're thinking. Man, my hands are hurting from being here. Let me show you a little secret for that. If you have a local dollar store, get yourself a pool noodle, okay? Just put the pool noodle on there, balance your hands on top of there, and it softens the bones on the top of your hands so that you don't feel that. So we've done a lot here, right? So now what we can do in order to, well, actually, let's enjoy the reward here for just a second. So I want you to take your hands, take them wide, and just relax and enjoy your body shaky, shaky to wakey, wakey. And let your body, if you start to itch, good. That means it's working. That means we're getting through and loosening up the junk in the trunk that's causing so much challenge in our body from being able to metabolize and regulate. So let's just shake it out. Enjoy the reward of shaking it out. We're halfway through here. Woo, good stuff. All right. The other thing that I love to do with arms is I love to be able to sit in a dipped position, okay? So I'm gonna turn this sideways so that you can see from an angle and understand where I'm coming from here. We are going to have a seat on the ground. If you have one of the bigger platforms like the Rumble X series, you can actually sit directly on the unit, but with this one, it's not big enough for my booty and my hands without being in an uncomfortable position, okay? So in this position, we're just going to, I'm gonna extend my arms and hold, slowly lowering down. So elbows are following in line with my shoulder, okay? So we're not chicken winging, no chicken wings, okay? Straight behind. And if you wanna go palms in front of you or palms behind you, you do what works for you. Okay, you do what works for you. So you can squeeze those arms, drop down, and push back up. But remember, think about driving the ground away from you. Okay, if we want to make this a notch harder, when we come up, we kick. Drop down, come up and kick. Come up and kick. And if that doesn't feel good to you, you can go wide. Find a position that works best for you. Okay, so come up and kick. Drop down, come up and kick. And if this is uncomfortable for you to go all the way down, because you don't have the ability in your shoulders, if your chest muscles are super tight, then just hold right here and just kick. You can just do that. This is fun, okay? And if you feel too much in your upper body, sit your body forward and think about pushing into the wall, okay? Because we're stretching those muscles out and we're strengthening those triceps, which is really good, especially if you've been sitting like this all day. This is what causes a lot of neck and back pain. So we have to open up and do the reverse, all right? So just picking up and dropping back down. And the wider your feet, the easier this is. So if you're really struggling with your feet together, feel free to take your feet wider if you want to try it that way. A lot of different ways to do it, okay? All right. If you are wanting to shaky, you can actually sit on top and then just hold on and then just let it shake your upper body, okay? This is a really good recovery exercise after you've rewarded yourself with working hard. We've done almost 30 minutes straight through of these 3 pre-programmed workouts, okay? So enjoy and reward yourself. Let your body feel the energy releasing. And if you can get to a point in which you're itchy, that means that we're breaking through and we're mobilizing not only the fat cells to be able to break them down for energy, but we're also breaking through all of the junk and the gunk that makes our body feel not so good. We're actually releasing and mobilizing that, okay? So be proud of yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna show you in this position, if we're gonna finish in a modified plank position. Okay, so it's almost like a modified push-up, but we're not doing full-on push-ups, okay? We're going to drop down, elbows go back. So it's almost like we'd be doing almost like an up dog in yoga or cobra pose. So we're here, arms are close to us, and then just push on up. Slowly lower down. And again, if you want to take those hands wide, that's fine. Push on up. Okay, but let those elbows track back behind you as you push back up. Okay? What I love about this is those of you who sit at a desk all day, hunched forward, by pushing up, we're actually stretching the front line. All these muscles in the front, we're stretching out. If we go into a full push-up position, we miss the stretch. And the stretch is actually what takes away neck and back pain. So holding here, okay, we still get the strength component. And then when we go to push up, lift your head up, feel proud of yourself, because you're probably going to feel this in your throat, you're going to feel it in your chest, you're going to feel it in your lower belly, you might feel it in your quads and the tops of your legs, and then sit on back. Let your palms feel the energy as your shoulders shake free. Coming back to, slowly lower yourself down. Hovering just a little bit, so I'm not laying on it yet, not laying. Now we can lay. Push away, okay, with whatever works best for you. So if you can't come all the way up, that's okay. Do what works for you. Sit on back. Feel the stretch. Don't forget to breathe. Got to breathe out. Exhale more than you think you breathe in. Slowly lower. Hold. Push away. Pushing those arms straight. You should feel this in your hips. You should not feel more back pain. If you have back pain, if you feel sharp back pain, you should not feel more back pain. If you have a disc pathology, this is actually an exercise we do to push the disc back into position. So it will help you if you have pain in your back. Okay, my favorite, just bring those arms over top and then just let your body, it'll look like I'm rounding, like round out. So round out. Just round it out. Just go hands to the side and let your body just receive. You've already given. You've given. It's Friday. You've done wonderful things today. It's the evening hours. Let your body receive. Good. Just really feeling the energy. You can see that still shaking through my arms. So we're still getting energy here. Just because you're not on the platform, just because you're not close to the platform, doesn't mean you're not getting anything. The body still receives it somewhere. All right. Now, the Waver Mini is actually a 15-minute program, and we're over that time. So I'm going to take a break and come to give you a close-up here. So what I'm seeing here, yes, it is very timely. And okay, so I'm seeing a post here. So Deb is posting, she's 6 weeks out from hysterectomy on Tuesday, that she has felt great with some of the technologies. And I'm just going to tell you, I started my journey with LifePro after having a hysterectomy and having a lot of pain that was unresolved. And my body just did not want to work. And it was very frustrating because the doctor kept telling me, no, you're fine, you're fine. I'm like, no, I know my body better than anything. I'm not fine. And so I just got one of these units. I got one with just 2 motors. The Hovert was my first before any of the others had come out. There were only 3 out at the time. Now we've had several. And I just stood on that every day for just 10 minutes and just let it jumpstart my non-so-active muscles, my dead car battery, I like to call it. It jumpstarted all of that and allowed my body to flush out and kind of restart and reprogram. And so be patient with yourself. But just sitting on it, if you have trouble with your pelvic floor firing, the hammock of muscles in your groin, if you're having trouble with getting those muscles to fire, just feel free to sit on it, okay? The other exercise, I'm going to show you this really quick. The other exercise that I love doing, if I have had, somebody who is struggling with getting certain muscles to fire in the pelvic floor and the core, or if your quads are not, you're overcoming a quadricep injury, This is a great exercise to do, but you just need to make sure that you have a mat if you're on your knees. If you have had a total knee replacement, this does not typically feel good for you guys because you're on the hardware. But if you just get into a kneeling position, the vibration goes straight to the groin, and it teaches those muscles to start working. So if you feel like you have to potty, do whatever you got to do to hold it, because you're teaching those muscles to start working better. But this is one of my favorites, and you can go really close or you can go wide, okay? And I have a mat behind me so I'm balanced. And if you got to hold a little lower, there's a lot of different variations, but do what works best for you. But there's so many different ways that you can use the vibration platforms to get your body working more optimally. And I'd like to say, you don't want to have to service the vehicle in order to be able to drive it. You want to maintenance the vehicle so that when you're ready to drive it, it doesn't break down, okay? That being said, if you are somebody who has been suffering, don't think that you have to lose weight or give yourself time in order to get on and do some of these exercises. You actually get started in order to feel better tomorrow, okay? And that's all it takes. Just getting on it, sitting on it, standing on it, sitting in a chair, putting your feet on it. Anything is better than nothing, okay? So just make sure if you are watching and if you are somebody who has bought the platform recently, you've received it for Christmas or the holidays, and you haven't taken it out of the box yet, do you know how many people do that? And if you're one of them, I'm telling you, make sure, open the box. It is there, and it's like this box of greatness, and it's a magic machine. It just makes things happen. You don't even have to think. You just got to get on and do. So go back, rewind this, watch it again. And if you're watching this for the first time, and if you have not watched the Getting Started on any platform with me, I recorded that video 2 weeks ago, and I kind of show you all the rules and how to get the ball rolling from the moment you take it out of the box. So I'm here to hold your hand. I might not be there one-on-one with you in your home, but I'm here through the screen holding your hand and teaching you step by step so that you don't feel like you're alone. So if there's anything that we can do at Life Pro to help you, Debbie and Roseanne, myself, Joel, and our team are experts at what we do, and we are here to bring out the best in all of you. But one thing I have learned this year in 2023 is you have to know that you're worth it. Because if you don't believe that you're worth getting better, you are never going to get better because your body is constantly fighting, okay? So I want you to look in the mirror, no matter who you are, no matter what you're going through. I want you to look in the mirror and say, I am Amber. I want you to say, I am your name, okay? I am Amber, and today you are worth great things happening. Why? Because you are. You don't have to have a reason. You are enough just as you are. So knowing that, you're good enough to get on the machine. You're worth it. So don't delay. Make sure that you get up every morning and you say to yourself, today is going to be the day that I see a new change in me. I don't know what that change is going to be, but I'm going to put one foot in front of the other. I'm going to, make the effort, whatever you got to do to just do 1% better by the end of the day. You get to choose what you do that wins your day. Nobody else. Nobody else gets to say that you won the day. That's your choice. So at the end of all of this, you can do as many 10-minute workouts as you choose to do. But remember, the 30-minute max recommendation is a standard. It's an industry standard, looking out for the welfare of all of you from a safety standpoint. And if we don't set a minimum standard, that's where liability kicks us. So we have put that industry standard out there, and we are like the top company in residential vibration platforms. We were featured on Shape not too long ago, Forbes. There's so many endorsements, doctors who have endorsed us. And I've been with the company for a long time, and I'm telling you the success stories. If you're just now getting started with us, we cannot wait to hear your success story in another month from now, because it is coming. But you have to know you're worth it. You have to see yourself in the mirror and go looking for it and know that it's possible, or your body will block it from happening. Okay? So that being said, go out, have a wonderful weekend, come back and let's share this moment again. And I will look forward to seeing you all next week for another workout with Amber. Cannot wait to see you all. So Have a great day, and thank you so much for your time and for the opportunity to share greatness with all of you. Peace out.